Hi, this is Matt Denton for GamerRAGE, and this is Payday the Heist on the PlayStation 3 and the PC via Steam. I'm now reviewing the PlayStation 3 version, which you can get for $12.99 on the PlayStation Network. That's English money. I'm not sure what it is in American money. I'd hope that it's the same, but maybe that's not feasible. I don't know. Now, this is a team-based first-person shooter heist 'em up. It has no plot apart from the fact that you are part of a 4-person team of professional thieves, and you're going on increasingly more dangerous heists as the game progresses. Kind of feels like a little bit like Left 4 Dead in the fact that it is a first-person shooter and it's primarily team-based, so you all have to work with your team online or locally, or even the AI, but I'll get onto the AI in a minute. Like I said, there is no plot, which kind of detracts from the game, or if there is any semblance of a plot, it's very loose and it doesn't give you that much details. So you might have to come up with like backstories of your characters on your own. The characters themselves kind of look, once they're in a heist mode, they kind of look like rip-offs of the Joker gang from the beginning of The Dark Knight. So they're wearing clown masks, which is totally original and not done ever. Now, killing civilians is pretty much frowned upon. For some parts of the game, you will need them as like bartering between yourself and the cops. You set one free for another try with a possibly deceased team member, I guess. I've never had this happen myself, so I don't know exactly what the process is. Now, the AI is pretty much slow and dumb as shit when it comes to at least my playthroughs of the game. As you just saw, I picked up thermite and a drill. Thermite, there's 2 cans of in the photocopier, and I'm trying to direct one of my team members to go and pick up the second can of thermite, because we will need that to speed up the breaking into the vault process. Now, there's no way to instruct your team member to come along and pick one up, which is really stupid in my opinion. It takes away from like the realism, because obviously you're in a rush. You need to be in and out, or else you're going to get shot up, arrested, murdered, what have you. Now, this is the part of the game where you basically drill into a separate area, an area where it's just above the vault, and this takes entirely too long. I mean, with this section of the game, it's not as bad because you have the option to go back and get the thermite if you haven't already got it. But if you have the thermite, or you just plain don't want to get actually no, my apologies, this isn't the part where you get any thermite. This is the part where you basically have to wait, and then instead you have to go and delete security footage. There's 2 parts of the game where you have to either sit around like a sitting duck or go and do something else. This section, obviously, you now have to go and delete the security footage. Leave no trace behind apart from dead bodies and, well, not fingerprints. Dead bodies, possibly hair, I don't know. And also witnesses, obviously witnesses, because you can't kill civilians. You get penalized for that. You have a time penalty, which seems useless because I've never had any use for the kind of time penalty system, which is really strange. And also at the end of the mission, if you are successful, you get money and a level up, and it just docks you about I think it was like 10 grand, which really, compared to the money that you're already making from completing this mission, just seems like loose change. Besides, who gets that money? Like, if you're trying to form a storyline in your head, who gets that money? It's just like, nope, we're just gonna dock you 10 grand. I don't know. It's kind of stupid, but there you go. Alright, now I have to try and fix up the drill, because the drill has stopped working, which it will do periodically. Sometimes, I think it's maybe 2 or 3 times in my playthroughs, but it's very hard to get going because A, it takes too long, and B, you're always being fired upon. So it's very hard to be able to balance the drill working and being able to continue shooting up cops and making sure you don't get captured, which is very, very, very weird in my opinion. Now, in a few minutes, actually a few moments even, this will speed up, because there you go, here comes speeded up, but it takes way too long to wait for the drill to continue working. In the meantime, SWAT comes through the ceiling, you shoot them up. There's not much else to do but wait and shoot and pick off your targets, because it's just a waiting game, to be honest with you. And that's why it takes too long, because you also have to keep the drill working and you have to keep yourself alive. There's not much else to do. Unless you just want to go out there and risk losing everything because you want to shoot an extra few cops. If you do, that's fine. That's your prerogative, but I just want to get in and out. Right, now, this is the part where you have to put down the thermite. Now, remember, you only have one canister of thermite, so it's going to take quite a while with one canister. It takes about maybe 10 minutes, but in my playthrough I do go back and get the second can of thermite because I have basically nothing better to do, and also I'm recording this for YouTube, so I'm not just going to sit there and just pick off guard after policeman after SWAT team member and just be boring. You have to do something. If you notice, there's a timer at the top which counts in real time, so how long this takes, and I believe it takes about 5 minutes 2 seconds, which is way too long, just way too long. About the 2.5 minute mark, I'm already back above the vault putting down the second can of thermite. So you have 2.5 minutes to just sit, wait, shoot, and try and stay alive. Now this is pretty much unacceptable, and this is the way the game has always been. Overkill Software have released patches and updates to the game, but this remains the single constant that I've played through. Bear in mind, this is only the trial, but as a trial, it's not exactly endearing me to the full game because I have to sit there and wait, and wait, and wait, and wait. And waiting does not do anything for me. It shouldn't do anything for you either. Unless you're playing a game where you play a sniper and you have to have that element of patience, that's fine. But this, you need to be in and out. And it's just way too long. While I'm on the subject, because I won't have enough time to mention this at the end of the video, you can't escape with the cash. Once you've put the cash into the bags, that's it. Mission complete. That is completely and utterly it. You don't have a thrilling escape, thrilling chase on the streets like you would on that one mission in Grand Theft Auto 4. It just ends. Fade to black. Now, I'm supposed to assume that these people escaped, in a bank full of SWAT team members and police and security guards just like that? No. That shouldn't happen. It doesn't happen in the movies, and it shouldn't happen here. I at least want to try and make my escape. Whether I fail or succeed is all up to me. I just don't want to be told, yeah, you've put all this cash in the bags. You've succeeded even in your mission. What kind of game does that? Apart from Mass Effect. No, I'm just joking about Mass Effect. But really, what kind of game does that? It's kind of a cliffhanger, but it's not such a cliffhanger because you're being told that you've completed the mission. Overall, I give this trial about a 3. Maybe, actually no, a 2.5 because it leaves you hanging. This has been Matt Denton for GamerRAGE, and we'll catch you next time.